Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Sunderman, and this is more of American Truck Simulator. In the interim between videos, I slept, I didn't refuel, I didn't repair the truck. I'm at like 12% damage on the cab. We're hoping that's not going to be a massive inconvenience later on. We're doing a heavy cargo. We're going very far to the north type area. I believe we're going all the way into Washington State. We're going way up in here. We're going to do a long trip. I'm going to be listening to more news, so trigger warning for that, in case you do not like the sometimes very terrible things that can be said on the news. But it's a journey, and I'm having it, and I'm going forward, and I'm trying to get to dawn in the real world. Um, Other than that, yeah, I don't know what else to add. Here I'm gonna click play, and it's gonna be right where the last video left off. I've begun pausing before the recording ends and begins. So, in case you are watching the news with me,
that railroad worker
like there you go.
negotiation situation, and we'll fill you in as we get more details. But yeah,
It's a big articulated
set down
trailer.
your pipe and smoke it. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. So whenever I do the show with John, it's now being referred to as Casparola. It's the Casparola Hour. But since he's not here today, Mr. Lumberg wrote in, aka Inatech Dragon, of course. Lambrarian doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well as Casparola, but it's always good to see the Waz.
Hey, what's going on? Appreciate the love. By the way, Office Space, one of the greatest movies of all time. It's not even a question.
Just a random point.
Well, that's what his name is based on, Lumberg.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I totally missed that. Wow.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Eclectic Miscellanea, who says, an assault is a deadly weapon. Just ask the insane religious right, the corporate media, and the corrupt, feckless Democrats.
All right. So I'm having trouble pulling
and
out of the
Oscars,
garage area.
little
That's always a
crybaby.
good.
We've got Repect, the political catboy, who says, love the new shirt at Shop TYT. You guys should check it out. Totally gonna get
Turn
one.
right.
We need a your religious beliefs have no place in American politics with the First Amendment on it as well. All right,
Get ready to
suggestion
turn
noted.
right.
And we've got
Turn
one more
right.
Monica says, you should clarify,
Okay.
as should everyone who knows, that heartbeat is not heartbeat. That's right. But electrical signals some have interpreted as a heartbeat. From what I've heard, a fetus doesn't have a heartbeat at 15 weeks, or at least at 6 weeks. I'm not sure at 15 weeks. I remember reading up about this, so I got to double check and fact check that. But yeah, a fetus does not have an actual developed heart.
See, they're talking about like abortion
Get
stuff,
ready
and a
to
lot of people
turn
don't want to
left.
hear about that,
Thank you
which
for
is
that
why I,
reminder.
put the
Let's move
trigger
over
warning.
Did I read all the
Turn
member
right.
comments? That's amazing. All right, let's go to Twitch subs.
Oh, we're going the way away from the
Carmilla renewed their 23-month subscription, and
the not
comment says,
IHOP.
gasp. We've got Stoic John, who subscribed with Prime. Thank you for that. We've got Weston614, who renewed their 16th month membership or subscription. And Terry Berry Zero renewed their 26-month subscription with the comment, hey, y'all. Hey. All right, let's move over to our super
Are you not
chats.
moving
We've
during
got
a green
one
light? Seems like you're not moving during a green light.
Says, where's the Dark Biden memes at when his gaze turns toward workers? Love the show. Thank you for covering in such a succinct way. Thank you. And look, anytime we
ready
do
to turn
labor-related
left.
stories, I would say at least 85% of the time, those are stories that are pitched by our producer, Taylor Ellis. He's
Turn left.
fantastic, cares deeply about these issues, and he tends to produce these stories.
All right,
as well. So
Herman.
give him a shout
Less
out as
wrecking.
well. I know we've got people behind the scenes. You don't see them on camera, but the show would be impossible to do without them.
Heavy vehicle
All right, we still
trying
have
to
a little
move
bit of
through the
time.
intersection
I
without
don't know
getting a
what to
red
do
light
with this time,
violation.
guys. We've got Grandma's World, who became a member on YouTube. Thank you. Hong writes in and says, I'm sad to see Cheney go. I'm not sad to see Cheney go, but the fact that they went after her over Trump tells us a lot about the rise of fascism. I agree with you on that.
All right, I'm gonna actually try and get into this gas station on the left side of the road, which may not be wise.
Anna Kasparian and Wozni Lombre with you.
Let's see if I have
Woz is
another
the host,
gas
over
station
at
that's
The Ringer.
more.
He also hosts an incredible podcast called Woke Bros with Nando Vila.
No, all the gas
And
stations
he's
are
also
on
a contributor to Rebel HQ.
the,
He's got you wear
like exits or
Woz,
Yeah,
maybe.
left side of the road.
Working
So
like a
we're gonna get this one.
Love it, love it. Nah,
and not worry about gas for a little while.
Every week. I know you're super busy. I kind of wish you could do it more than just once a week. It's one of my favorite podcasts because it's just
Thank you so
real.
much.
It's
Thank
real.
you.
It's not stuffy.
Appreciate that. We try to just give the folks the news of the day, obviously inspired by work that you guys do, our people at Majority, like people who are talking about the issues that we all care about. So yeah, man, check out Woke Bros when you guys get a chance every single Thursday morning, wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, whatever.
Roll
Love
the tire very
All right,
slowly.
well, let's get to Fox News and what they're up to.
As a minority at the table, as a black gay man in America, I think it's very simple. We want a seat at the table. White men have a seat at the table.
You don't have one? You're sitting right here.
How many openly black gay legislators do we have? How many openly black
I don't
legislators
count them.
do we have?
I don't count them. And you know what? There are not a lot of short guys in the NBA, and I don't count that either. I don't watch basketball and go, where
Wow, Fox, calm down.
Greg Gutfeld, of course, having another one of his mask-off moments and
Recomputing.
admitting that he doesn't believe black or gay people, you know,
Go straight on.
necessarily need to be part of our government to represent the groups or the identity that they are part of. But I thought what he said there was interesting because the comparison he made between someone serving as a black gay lawmaker is clearly very different. It's just different from a short person playing professional basketball.
Mhm.
Being short in professional basketball is a pretty significant disadvantage in that professional sport. Being a gay black representative or senator or lawmaker is not in any way a disadvantage. So it's a weird comparison, but I think it kind of shows you where Gutfeld's head is at when it comes to diversity in Congress. But I'm curious what you think about that exchange, Waz.
Look, it's hard for me to ever feel bad when Uncle Toms and Coons go on Fox News and they get clowned by the people that they volunteered to work with. So it's hard for me to get pretty, riled up about the idea that this guy doesn't think openly gay black folks deserve a seat at the table in, governance. That I can't get riled up about that because you made your bet.
I think he
However,
misunderstood who was
I would
making
like
what
to
point.
ask that,
Or I did.
openly gay black man at the table, which openly gay black guys should have a seat at the table. You know what I mean? Like, because we don't have to pretend that everybody is exactly the same. Like, where they coming from, what are their backgrounds, educationally, monetarily? Like, I would like to know, who are these gay black guys that we're sending to govern the country? And are they going to be from a diverse background, or are they just going to be the type of cats who get to have a job at Fox News?
Yeah, and I have to say, well, there are. I don't know if this is an indictment on me or if it's a good thing. I just want everyone to be treated fairly, equally, right? So, apologies if this makes me look bad, but there are two openly gay black members of Congress, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were gay because, I don't care. I don't care about their sexuality. Again, I don't want them to be discriminated against. I want them to have a seat at the table, but in the grand scheme of things, their personal identity, their sexual orientation, it has no bearing on my life at all, right? I just want them to be treated with dignity like everyone else. That's it. But yeah, Richie Torres and Mondaire Jones became the first two gay black lawmakers ever elected to Congress. And currently there are 61 black members of Congress, which is actually much higher than I thought. And that comes out to 11% of Congress, which is a record amount. Also, there are currently 11
What are we doing?
LGBTQ lawmakers in Congress.
Left lane's coming over.
That comes out to
Okay.
2% of congressional lawmakers, which is also a record amount. And so we're seeing, on one hand, it's a great thing, right? We are seeing more representation of various groups. We're seeing more diversity in Congress, and I love that. At the same time, it's really interesting to see how the conditions under which the very groups of people they're representing have not really improved, right? So this idea of the big solution is just to have diverse lawmakers isn't really a solution because it's not just about what
Cop
their
on the side of the
identity is,
road.
It's about what they represent, what their value system is, you know, what they want to do for the very constituents that elect them into power in the first place.
Yeah, and I would love to know from that black gay homie from Fox News what specific needs in his own life that aren't being met right now that would be met by having more black gay members of Congress, etc., more black gay members in, on their staffs, etc. I would love to know what his individual needs that aren't being met, because I bet the only individual needs are the sort of emotional hit, the nice feeling he would get by just knowing that there were more people there up there. I don't know that this guy has any material, actual needs that aren't being met right now that would be by having more people that look like him and come from the same background as far as their sexual preferences him. I would love to hear what he had to say about that. Now, people that are in underserved poor communities who happen to be black and happen to be gay, yeah, they're going through it a lot, and they need a lot of help with a lot of things. I don't know necessarily that this brother
Oh, that's becoming a red light.
as lost as he may be, and I don't know that any of his needs aren't
Oop.
actually being met.
Weirdly,
Yeah,
the game
so
did not call that as running the red light.
Disclose. He's been on TYT in the past. I think his name is. We'll look it up in a second. I'm sorry, I just blanked. But he's been on the show before. He's not a bad guy, but I hear what you're saying. And look, I think that there is something valuable in showing up to the Fox News house and
Sure.
and representing a perspective that's never Richard Fowler. Okay, I just wanted to double check, make sure I had that name right. I think it's important. Like, if you're going on there to play patty cakes with them, I agree with your take 100%. We've seen all sorts of alleged progressives go on Tucker Carlson's show and like fillet him. And
Why is only one of these
and,
two
like, I'm not
bridges
in favor of
reinforced
that.
like that?
But if you're going to go on and push back against whatever narrative that they have, I like that. I think that could be useful. But I hear what you're saying. Far too often we see people get lured in.
It's a very
by
muddy
the money
river.
Or the fame, and then they immediately turn their back on what they claim to be their values.
I mean,
Keep
you
left
take a job
and
at
then
Fox
turn
News,
left.
like, you know the vibes, man. Like, and by the way, dude had a
Turn
point.
left.
You are at the table. Like, they put your ass on Fox News. That's the point. Having more of you guys up there doesn't do anything for anybody. You could put
Wait, hold on.
him
Is
up
that
there
my
on
turn
Fox
signal?
News, put him in on Joe Biden.
That's gonna be running a red light. That's gonna be running the red light.
For anybody who actually needed stuff done for themselves.
Yeah, it's all about the substance and what you.
Weirdly
want to
not
fight
running the
for,
red light.
and
Cool.
I 100% agree with that point. Well, let's end the show with the light note, and that's John Fetterman just continuing to trounce. Okay, just killing it, and Dr. Oz in a panic. So let's do it.
Thought I'd do some grocery shopping. I'm at Wegner's, and my wife wants some vegetables for crudité, right? So here's a broccoli. That's
What the hell?
Not a ton of broccoli there. Here's some asparagus. That's $4. Yep. Carrots. That's $4 more. That's $10 of vegetables there. And then we need some guacamole. That's $4 more.
4 and 4 and 4 would be 12, dude.
Yeah, salsa
Not
there.
10.
$6 must be a shortage of salsa. Guys, that's $20 for crudité, and this doesn't include the tequila. I mean, that's outrageous. And we got Joe Biden to thank for this.
What the fuck, dude?
Thanks, Biden. Now I can't even have my vegetable plate with my tequila. Now, Dr. Oz thought that little stunt might help his campaign, but in the end, the crudité video ended up helping John Fetterman because immediately
Go
after he
straight
put
on.
that out, Fetterman went on to collect a whopping $500,000. John Fetterman's Senate campaign said it reaped a $500,000 fundraising windfall in just 24 hours after the notorious crudité video. You know, Waz, many people might not know this, but you not only love food, you're a little fancy with your food. So I'm curious, did you know what a crudité is?
I did not. I had no idea what that was. That's not something that I'm eating on a regular basis. But, again, I figured, like, it's got lots of vegetables involved. And so
It's just a veggie
that's-
plate.
that's probably why I'm not familiar with it. I'm a bit of a carnivore, you know, in that way, and so that's why I'm not too familiar with that food spread.
I hear you. It could include all the ingredients that he had mentioned in that clownish video. Also, baby corn. Baby corn is part of the mix sometimes, and I'm a big
Was
fan of
that
baby corn. You know,
was that in the
delicious.
game?
Don't know how
Not
much
mad
it
at
costs
baby
these
corn.
days. Yeah.
Even by
Let's
oh
jump
god,
to the next graphic here because the campaign, Fetterman's campaign, has raked in $11 million
because I've
from
been
previous fundraising.
feeling like I'm smelling something burning, and I thought that was like a fire alarm going off.
And
What was the
$500,000
beep
in one
beep
day
beep
is
beep?
a nice bump. Okay, so that kind of puts the $500,000 in perspective.
But I can
And the
bypass the way
campaign
station, so we'll
release
do that.
states
Go
that,
straight on.
The campaign raised more than $65,000 from a sticker Fetterman offered in exchange
Oh,
for
all right,
donations.
all right. We'll
And this is
put
what the
this
sticker
off.
looks like. We shared it with you yesterday. It was tweeted by Act Blue. To honor Dr. Oz's love for crudité and Wegner's, and also because it's my birthday, we're launching this new limited edition sticker. Make a donation of any amount, plus it's all yours. And it just says Wegner's, let them eat crudité. Smart. The thing I appreciate about him is how savvy he is when it comes to meme culture or how to troll. Because the days of earnest politicking or campaigning, I think, at least temporarily, are over, right? The way you kind of get one up over your political opponent is by trolling them or dunking on them. And it's just, Fetterman caught on to that and does a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, he's
And I
doing
gotta
really good
say,
so far.
what I'm most impressed with is the consistency of the messaging, and it's like basically this guy is some foofy, fancy
Monticello.
dude with parachuting in. He is nothing like you. He has nothing in common with you, and does not give
I was
a
not
damn
looking up. I'm glad that light
about
was
the
green.
things that are concerning you in your everyday life. And they're using these moments to bang that home. Like this dude is literally doesn't know how to grocery shop.
I
Like
know.
he literally has no idea how to shop, right? And so that's what I'm most proud of, man, with the Fetterman campaign. And it's not something I wasn't paying attention to his campaign. I wasn't that locked in. And in fact, Anna, you're the one who put me on to what he's been doing. And shouts to my man Mike from PA. Like it's been really cool to watch how these guys have delivered a consistent message. And you know it is that meat and potato stuff that we talk about, frankly, all the time when we're talking about this stuff, Anna.
1,000%. And after the giant number of Americans just clowning on Oz over that video, where you're right, it's clear he doesn't know how to shop. He went on Newsmax to say, "I was just joking about the crudité. I was just kidding."
Well,
I'm sure you're kidding about that.
nobody
Anyway,
who's voting
maybe
against
we'll
you is
save that
watching
video for a
Newsmax,
bonus
dude.
episode for our members because we are out of time.
$10,000 from
So if
Sophie.
you become a
Way to
member,
go.
go to YT.com/join, or if you're watching us on YouTube, just click on that join button. Members get exclusive content, and they help to keep the show sustainable and corporate advertisement free, which is, in my opinion, the most important thing. Please keep doing that. Thank you for giving me a voice. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this without crashing. Play for the bonus episode.
Go
What's up,
straight
everyone?
on.
Welcome to
Hey, I did it without
another
pausing.
episode
All
and
right.
pause with you. So,
I did it without
we
speeding
were
up too,
talking
so let's see if I can get that.
Dr. Oz's crudité video, and I had mentioned that later he went on Newsmax, and during that conversation, he pretended like he was just joking about the crudité. Okay, he's not a crudité kind of guy. So this is gonna be the first time I watched the video, so let's take a look at what he said to try to provide cover for his clownishness.
When I joke about a crudité, which is a way of speaking about how ridiculous it is that you can't even put vegetables on a plate in the middle of a campaign, we'll do whatever we need to do to make sure the people of Pennsylvania respect what we're about, and that we're going to work as hard as we can.
Nobody
to
respects
fix
you,
their
Oz.
problems. It's what I've done my whole
And I'm
life,
glad.
I'll continue to do. I challenge my opponent. What have you done, rolling your sleeves up in your own life to make life better for the people of Pennsylvania? And I think if the voters, when they do look on November the 8th, are going to answer one basic question: are we happy with where the country's headed? And I think for most people, the answer is no, which is why I'm the choice. I'm the man for change. I'm the person who'll put us on the right track and address many of the challenges, cost of
Welcome to
living,
Utah.
crime, and our schools that afflict so many Pennsylvanians.
And I mean to fixate on it, but I just for those watching in Pennsylvania, you know how particular many people are about their groceries. What happened with Wegmans and Wegmans? Can you explain that to them?
Yeah, I was exhausted. When you're campaigning 18 hours a day, listen, I've gotten my kids' names wrong.
I was
as well.
exhausted? What do you mean I was exhausted? What answer is that? What do you mean I
Or
was
maybe you're just
exhausted?
not from Pennsylvania, and everyone knows it, and so you mispronounced the grocery store's name. That's okay.
Oh, wait.
It's just the truth.
I didn't even know that. I'm
He
not from there.
Doesn't want to own up to
I don't
it.
have a Wegmans near me.
I don't know, man. This guy.
Wait, do
have
I?
a theory on why
No, we
Oz
have
has
Walgreens.
survived
We don't have
such. And
Wegmans.
it's not just
Go
that he's
straight on.
fabulously wealthy. It's because he existed in this like daytime television ecosystem.
Quick, before
where
I get a speeding ticket.
everyone is out of touch. Because everyone else is like
Keep
working.
right,
You know what I
and
mean?
then
Like
turn
they're
right.
trying to survive, and these guys are like, oh, let's do some cooking on the show. Like this is a
Turn
cookbook,
right.
and like Rachel Ray comes in, which she's lovely. No hate for Rachel Ray, love her.
Oh, we're almost
Comes
at.
in, makes some pasta,
Alright.
Like
We're gonna get to like,
they don't exist in the real world. Okay.
let's say
They
300,000,
don't
and then we're
have
gonna
luxury,
buy the next
like,
big
freaking
garage.
making pasta in the middle of the day. They gotta feed their kids. They're off to their third job of the day. Like these people are super
I
out of
have
touch.
wrecked a car
So you say
because I was
criticism is
not
how you
paying
talk.
attention to its
You
tiny,
don't call
tiny
a vegetable
ass.
plate you don't call, you refuse to call it a vegetable plate. Like that's just not in their way of talking. They're fancy people doing fancy things, but he's just not right for the people of Pennsylvania or the country.
Yeah, like just the way that he tried to legitimize and say, "Oh no, I'm gonna care about the real issues."
Oh my
It's like
God,
those two
dude.
Things aren't connected. Like how?
Do not
how
drive
do you
distracted.
know or understand what actually matters to these people in a way
I got a
that
second crash vehicle vent? Oh no, I backed up into a vehicle.
understanding what it means to these folks to put food on the table.
Alright, this is. Get out of my way.
Kids are looked after and get a decent education. How could you even know that if you're just not intimate with these issues?
Alright, well,
It's not stuff that
it's a
they
long
see.
journey, and it's not perfect.
You know,
But we
it's
got
a
plenty of time to
choice.
make perfect
It's a
deliveries.
right? And God only knows how much money is actually in being in the U.S. Senate these days. Like, there's no way to know. You know what I mean? Like the kind
Let's
of
see, we got
connections,
50
the
hours to
kind of,
make.
you know,
16-hour
secondary
trip. 16
corruption
hours
and
at double at
bribes
32
that
because
are
I need to sleep
by
twice.
being in the Senate. Because like I can't understand any other reason to do this if you already got as much paper as this dude.
Yeah. No, I really don't. You're right. I don't get it. I really don't. Because I would understand it. Let's say, okay, you're wealthy or whatever, but you see that things are broken.
I no
in
longer
our
hear the truck.
system,
Does anybody
and
else hear the
That's not a
truck?
Pet issue, right? Like
Exactly.
you're a psychopath like Peter Thiel, who's like obsessed with like libertarianism, and you're like, you know what, we're gonna deregulate this place into oblivion. Like, all right, at least there's something you're chasing, even if it's ghoulish and evil. What is this dude chasing? What does he want? What's the change that he wants to be in the world? I don't understand this.
No, he just.
Okay,
You know,
we're gonna try and
this
get
is a little bit of
closer to
inside
midnight,
stuff,
I
but
think,
Whatever, I'll talk about
before we
it.
consider pulling over.
A few years ago, definitely.
A lot
way
of this
before
trip
the
is likely to
pandemic
be at night
happened.
at this point, actually.
Jenk and I went to Portugal for some media conference, and Dr. Oz was there. And Dr. Oz had performed surgery on Jenk's uncle like a long time ago, so they kind of know each other. I don't really remember how this all went down, but I do remember we ended up. He asked to meet with us while we were at the conference, and I was like, okay. So we meet him in the middle of the day for coffee. And what really stood out to me, and I'm just speaking for myself, he seemed pretty desperate in wanting to like remain relevant because his Oprah stuff was over, his daytime stuff was wrapping up, and he noticed that digital media was, at that time especially, doing really well. And he's like, oh, I gotta make the transition to traditional media. So he was trying to like pick our brains and try to figure out how he could basically use us to make his entrance into digital media, which we really should have helped him out. Like, imagine the amazing content that guy would produce. Like, it'd be amazing. Like, I would love it. Like, just completely embarrassing himself on a daily basis. But yeah, that's the thing that stands out to me about Dr. Oz. Like, once people, especially public figures who get nationwide attention the way Dr. Oz did, they don't ever want.
I'm having trouble seeing the lines on this road.
Stop. I mean, you see it with politicians too, like Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani, not a politician that I really favored ever, even when he wasn't absolutely insane.
But one of the greatest egomaniacs of all time.
Totally. They don't know when to stop.
Yeah, he just can't. He is addicted to being the center of attention. You know, you had your run as the guy who quote unquote cleaned up New York, whatever. America's mayor.
Not really, but
Played
sort of.
out horribly trying to run for president because the Republicans were just like this New York, you know, this Yankee, like that was never gonna happen for you. And then you know he was able to glom on with Trump, who he's been homies with
And then a red light.
for decades, you know. But it's just thirst to be around the spotlight, like
thirst.
These people don't want to be around their kids, their grandkids. Like I don't know. I don't get this type of stuff. But I'm not this like overly ambitious, hungry, you know, voracious appetite person. Like I really do want to spend time with my family and loved ones as much as I can. Like I really don't
100%.
give a damn about the rest of this shit.
No, the thing that stands out to me is like I go to extreme lengths to avoid communicating with people. Like, you know, like I walk my dog at a certain time when I know that other people aren't walking their dogs. Like if I hear neighbors in the lobby of our building as I'm like about to enter, I'll wait until I no longer hear the voices so I can then quietly and carefully walk into the building and avoid having conversations with people. Like I don't want people thinking about me, talking about me. Like it's a different mindset that these people have, like the obsession with being relevant. And I guarantee you, if there ever comes a day where I can retire, I will retire. Like 100%. Are you kidding me? It's like infuriating that all these insanely, fabulously wealthy people don't just go away. Go enjoy the wealth that you stole from everyone. Go do it.
Go home, boomer.
Yeah, they just
Go
wanna stay
straight on.
relevant. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
Anyway, we do have one more Oz-related story. A little bit of a different angle here. Similar theme, though. Let's do it.
I wanted to ask you real quickly, how many houses do you own?
Well, I legitimately, I own two houses, but one of them we're building on. The other ones I rent.
Right, and one of them's the one that you marry your wife in, correctly?
Yes. Actually, yeah, I'm renting them to my mother-in-law. We're building the house next to it.
Oh, gotcha. That's very cool.
That's very cool.
That was Mehmet Oz, the Trump-backed candidate for
Do I have to get over what's happening?
Senate seat. And he lied there. He absolutely lied because he doesn't just own 2 houses. He owns 10 houses, and we have the
He owns 10 houses?
to show you to prove it. So according to
All right, real talk, guys. Nobody should own
and
10
they are
houses.
public.
Oh, I need to get
When
over.
you
I
look
need
at
to get
them,
over. Let me
Dr.
over.
Oz owns 10 properties. 10. Then again, there's other people in his family who also own properties that he, you know, it's wealth in the same household, right? So his wife
How you gonna own it?
Lisa,
Like, okay.
owns a mansion in Maine with
Theoretically,
her family and a pool house next
if you
to
had
Oz's
good
in
money,
Oz's New Jersey
Keep
a
mansion.
house,
And
Which,
then
you
turn
know,
left.
a like
I get it,
vacation
like,
home,
maybe you're in a tiff
and
with
then,
your
like,
partner, you want to get away.
a
What better
place
way
on
to
a
do it
lake.
than
If
just
you want to
escape
be
into
like
your own mansion right next door.
go swimming, have a
That's the
vacation
story
type
there.
situation,
So, what was he saying about renting?
bass fishing.
Right? He's like, because it made it seem like.
Hold on, do I need to go
like
straight
he was
here?
renting properties. He doesn't actually own them, but that's a lie. While Oz does rent out some of the properties, like a landlord would, at times sharing them with questionable
What
tenants.
time is it?
He is not renting them from others. He owns them legally and legitimately, and they make up a
Turn
sizable
left.
portion of his assets, which total at least $100 million.
Yeah, I got time.
And remember, we had covered a story about the family business, which got fined for employing and underpaying undocumented immigrants. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Like they just love that theft, don't they? That wage theft. and exploiting workers, especially workers that they think have no legal recourse as they're being exploited by them. And John Fetterman weighed in on this, saying Dr. Oz can afford to own 11 whole houses. That means, of course, he can most definitely fund his campaign with his own money, or millions. If you're new here on
With his
Twitter,
own millions?
I humbly ask, will you please make a contribution of any amount to our campaign today? I am bought and paid for by you 100%. Again, he just gets it. He gets the messaging. And in fact, he has detailed a detailed campaign ad that focuses on Dr. Oz's houses. So let's take a look at that.
I wonder why there's so much time left in this trip. It must be like slow 2-lane roads or lots of city things. I think you've missed how Family Feud works, though. Oh, I get it. It was a.
They sure do. In fact,
Okay.
Recent update to this story is
We're gonna get
Dr. Oz getting real salty
here.
for people giving him crap about lying about the number of houses he has. In a tweet, he says, "I purchased
That might
my
be a
houses
viewpoint,
with
so we'll hit that too.
money," some of which might have been stolen from undocumented workers that we employ.
What if I took
You
this
lived
exit
off
instead?
Your parents until you were at least almost 50. Regular people don't mooch off their parents when they're 50. Get off the couch, John. I don't know if that's going to sit well with the multifamily households that
What is
have to live
happening
in
right
that
now?
kind of situation, considering how unbelievably expensive and astronomically priced housing is in this country. But who knows? Maybe
What's
some
on the wrong
people
side of
will
the
like
road?
that
It's on the wrong
comment.
side of the
I know I
road.
don't. But anyway,
You know, it's
What is
about
this
that
loop
video,
right
it's
now?
One of those funny things, like
What
every
am I
now and
looking at?
again, when I want to rib a woman, a friend of mine who was single, I'd be like, "How many boyfriends do you have now?" Right? And it's always been, but oh my God, exasperation! Like, how could you say that? Because of course, like when you have a boyfriend, how they work generally, it's like, yeah, I got one boy. I know how much boyfriends I got, right? Like
That must be a
something you ever
one-way
have to
street.
calculate. The way Dr. Oz.
Well, no, because then it wouldn't
had
let
a
me go. What
pause,
is
like,
happening?
that tells you all you need to know. Some people do own a vacation crib. They're blessed enough to own one, or they do own a rental property or whatever. But if you ask
Why is this
somebody
2?
how many homes they own, they could just tell you.
they
You
know.
like when he goes legitimately, like blah blah blah, and this, it's obfuscation for the obvious reason. Like he knows how ridiculous it is and how it sounds to say, "I own 10 homes."
There's something very wrong
I'm
with
a
this
guy
map
who
system.
owns 10 homes, and I'm gonna pretend to know what ails the down home. meat
Okay,
and
so this is
potato
saying go
people
this
of
way.
Pennsylvania. It's craziness.
It is craziness. Yeah. He
And go
knows
through
it's
here,
not
then
gonna
come
look
back
good
around.
because
What the
voters
hell?
are inevitably going to feel like
They're gonna judge you for it, brother.
that they're not going to, but more importantly, it's
Okay,
not just,
1, 2.
look, I think
That's what
there's
I
a
want.
difference between
I want
just
to take
hating on
3
someone because
and
they're
pull it
rich,
over to
and then
here.
also, like when it comes to politicians, you know that someone
There.
with that
How
kind
hard
of
was that?
wealth isn't
Why was
going
that so
to
difficult? That's all I wanted.
comprehend the reality that you're living, right? And
Let's
you
do
want
this.
Okay.
members of Congress, you want senators to be connected to you, not so wealthy that they're completely disconnected from your reality. And so that's why he felt the need to lie. And once he got caught in that lie, he got super salty for
Keep right
anyone
and then
even
exit
bringing it
right.
up. But no, this is relevant. And like to your point was, look,
Exit right.
I think ideally, as we're in the middle of a very serious housing crisis with
We got a
very
yield.
little inventory of rental
Nobody appears to be
units or
coming.
single-family homes, I do think it makes sense to have a at least temporary federal law that bans people from owning more than 2 properties. And I'm just saying, like, if we don't have
Why
these
don't you
homes,
say, yeah, and then
why
you
are we
grandfather
letting
in
these
everybody who
people
owns more than
snatch
2
up as many
properties right
homes as
now?
they want? And it doesn't have to be like set in stone. You know, as soon as we build more housing and there's more inventory and prices become, you know, less unbelievably unaffordable, I think at that point maybe we can tinker with that law. But I think I just think it's crazy for anyone in this country to own, like, what? They're not even like rentals, really. They're giant mansions that sit empty. What is the point of that? Why?
Yeah,
Property value.
It's tough because, especially here in America, like, so much of people's conception of what freedom means is tethered to this idea that you get to own property, right? Like, that's like the ultimate sign of American freedom. You get to own property, that you have to ensure
Yep.
that it's valuable, and it's this thing that's tied to your personal wealth. And people have this, like, I don't want to say tortured, but very strange relationship to property rights in this country.
Yep.
So I don't know. I wonder how many people would go for that, even though, you know, a bunch of people, most Americans don't own a home, right? Like, most
Right.
of us are renters, but most people see themselves as aspiring
I am
to
going
owning a
uphill.
home one day. So I wonder how that would go over, you know what I mean? Because people, you know, they love their freedom.
No, I get it. But a crisis is a crisis, and if we're having a legitimate conversation and sharing legitimate concerns about the lack of housing available, then I think being able to own a house and another house that you can either, it could be an investment, it could
Okay.
be a vacation rental,
Wait,
whatever,
so
I
was
don't
the
care.
problem that the exit was
I
so
think that-
soon?
I don't think it's crazy. I don't
'Cause
think
I'm
it's
here
some
already.
crazy draconian law that would sunset after X number of years, and then Congress can revisit it if we still have a housing crisis, right? But
Yeah, or like whatever, man. Make them put it in their wives' names. You know what I'm saying? You got all these other cribs. Put them in some other people's names, which I'm sure they don't want to. They wouldn't want to do something like that either. But yeah, I agree with you.
I think
But
one
as
of these
long
is
as
going to
we're
be a
giving up
viewpoint,
the
which
freedom,
hopefully will be fairly well
to
lit here
own
at
as
night.
many homes as the monopoly man, Anna, can I get the freedom to keep my damn shoes on at the airport? Goddamn, I'm
For
just
real.
tired of it. Like, can we?
I hate that shit.
Like,
I
we
hate it.
had the one shoe bomber, homie, and for over 10 years now, we've been taking our shoes off at the damn airport. Please, let's get back to letting people. It's about to be 20 years, actually,
Yeah.
of taking our shoes off at the
Oh, yeah.
airport. Can we stop this? Finally,
I hate it. I hate it
please?
so much. I really do. But you're right about that. But I want to really quickly go back to what you said about
I like that nice
property
old
is
truck.
freedom. Because there is some truth to that, and this is what I mean. When you, even if you don't outright own it, like you're still making mortgage payments or whatever, if you are able to buy a home, condo, townhouse, whatever, your own residence, like you're working toward owning it, you have locked in, assuming it's not like an adjustable rate mortgage, right? Assuming it's a fixed rate mortgage, you have locked in rent control. Do you understand? Like, there is no surprise, ooh, $600 jump in the amount that I have to pay in rent. And so it is freedom, right? That security, that stability, knowing that you don't have to
Go
worry
straight
about
on.
your housing, that is freedom. You're able to make decisions about where you work a lot easier.
The
when
red
you're not
lights have gotten
worried about
more
paying
forgiving.
rent that might be, again, $500 up to $1,000 more per month.
Employment
next year.
location?
You don't know
Employment
what you're gonna
location.
get. And increasingly, what's
Agency.
left of rent-controlled inventory, certainly here in Los Angeles, is
Discover
being bought
Recruitment
and
Agency.
destroyed
Keep
by
left,
developers
and
who
then
then
turn
build
left.
luxury apartment buildings or luxury condo buildings that, by the way, sit empty. Like, that's what we're
Turn
dealing
left.
with here. It's disgusting. And it drives me crazy because it's like, I 100% agree with people who are like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's loosen the freaking
I
zoning
can't-
laws and let's build.
I
let's
can
build."
almost not make
We
out
need
the
to
color
build
of that light on the
100%.
left.
But we also have to have laws in place that prevent developers from exploiting that law for their own damn purposes. Because look, despite what everyone's saying, there is construction.
No left on red.
There is housing being built. It's just not affordable housing. When they tell you, oh, it's gonna be mixed use, I love that shit.
Oh,
Fucking mixed use buildings. Fuck off. Mixed use buildings are garbage. Okay, this is what they do. They're like, it's gonna have affordable housing, and then you know how many units are affordable? Like 5% if you're lucky. The rest at market rate, which is unaffordable housing. We have to do something about that.
Yeah.
But it's like,
And then, again, and I never get tired of mentioning this, especially, especially when I was in New York before I moved here. A lot of that West Side development, those monstrosities, those big
Okay,
ass
so that's gonna be a
skyscrapers,
truck dealership, almost
nobody lives in
guaranteed.
them.
Keep
They call them
right.
ghost apartments. It's a bunch
Right
of
across the street
Chinese
from a
money,
garage I
bunch
could
of
have at
Russian
some
money,
point.
bunch of
Yep.
Saudi money, where these guys park their money in America because, let's face it, MBS could lock your ass up in a hotel one weekend
Turn
and
right.
decide to hold you hostage and your wealth. Same goes for a lot of these Chinese rich people who
Yep.
their government could decide someday that they're just gonna take their wealth away. They know Putin, you name it, they know that they could safely park their
Go
money in
straight on.
America in these units, not live in them, have them be vacant. But it's like there's $3 million for this apartment that I know in 5 years
That
it'll
a
probably be
curb?
seven.
That's kind of a curb.
Who knows? Like, this is money I could just park here. It's safe in America. And then,
Okay.
of course, the apartments in New
That's
York
jobs.
City, the rents go up based on the
That's
cost of those apartments.
buying trucks on the
and
left,
condos.
and this is
And a
repair.
bunch of
So let's get the repair
rich-ass
in.
oligarchs,
To put us a little further away from our
farm
warehouse, but
money
hopefully we
that's
can stop
invested
taking
in
damage.
The pricing of New York housing gets affected by that, and it's this nasty cycle.
Oh, that's not
It's kind of crazy.
terrible. I thought it was going to be over
No,
$9,000.
it's disgusting. So there are so many laws that need to be passed. I would put a ban on foreign investment in residential real estate unless they're going to literally live in that housing. They don't. It's empty. And quick personal story, and then we'll wrap up. Several years ago, when
geez.
Christian was working as a bartender, he met some guy who, they struck up a conversation. Christian's super friendly. He thinks everyone's very nice and very good. He's very different from me. It's good though. He balances.
God damn it.
And he was like, this guy, he's making really good money. He's really smart. He's got good investing strategies. Like, I know you want you want advice on what to do to invest. So like, I think we should meet with him and see what ideas he has. I'm like, okay, fine. So we meet with him, and immediately, like, a second I saw the guy, I was like, no, bad news. I know this is bad news. It's not good. But anyway, he sits down and was like, how much money are you looking to invest? I was like, just tell me what your ideas are, homie. Like, what do you think? Like, what are you doing? How are you so rich? And he told me.
Where is the rest area?
In Hollywood at the time.
Did I somehow mute the thing? The hell?
Told me.
No. Okay, it's the video. Alright, well that's fine, I guess. Hold on. Can I only rest where that one guy is? Alright, that's annoying. Hold on.
Ready to
Alright.
roll.
I gotta figure out how to back this trailer up now. Maybe it only lets you... No, none of the other ones in the game force you to... Oh god, turn to the right! Fucking thing! I already got dinged for a wreck. Now I gotta make a big U-turn in this truck.
Turn left.
Which isn't going to work. Okay, well maybe it'll kind of work. I'm gonna hit that car though. I'm going to scrape the car and it's going to cost me $900. I think the show just ended. They're having some... Huh? That vehicle looks kind of sus. Alright, well, in any event, here I am.
Keep right, and then continue
I rest,
straight
I'll be
on.
able to buy a garage.
Go straight on.
Wait, why are there 3 lights that say that are for 2 lanes that don't exist, and then a left-hand turn light? There's only 1 lane that goes forward. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's a way in. Okay, we're gonna go in. We don't need more gas, but like, the harm is only in hitting the gas pumps. $5.16 a gallon. Ah! Suddenly, a vehicle from the darkness. Wait, you want me to park over in the dirt? Get some dirt? Okay. For anybody who is watching later on YouTube, I would like to thank you for watching. This has been American Truck Simulator. I have been Hunter Munn, and I will see you in the future. Later.